And I think we're live. I think we're good. Let me refresh. Let me make sure we're set. Make sure you can hear us. Can you see the chat or no?
I can see the chat, but let me just refresh it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I think we're set. We're live.
We
Young is
good.
here. Merch Minds podcast, episode number 52, live on the Hustler Hacks YouTube channel. I'm a little sick. My name is Glenn, and Young says my immune system is weak, but I'm here and I'm ready. Young.
Yeah, man. You need to get yourself checked, dude. Your immune system's all over the place, man. Every other week I talk to you, you're coughing, you're spitting. Yo, man, you need to get that stuff checked out, dude.
Hey, I'm hustling. It's hustling out here.
Mhm.
So I'm getting sick.
Yeah, man. Get that stuff checked out, man. So what did the doctor say?
Oh, it's that same crap that I got like when I was in Houston, like just like a infection and sore throat and all that stuff. So yeah, had to get shots and other stuff.
What'd you get? Like
Pills.
rabies shots?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Cool, cool. But yeah, man. I know you and I talked the other day, and you sounded pretty rough, man. I was like, man, this dude, man, his immune system is not good. Um,
Hey,
let's
before
see.
before we start, Paul Chang is in the house.
Oh, dude, you know who Paul Chang reminds me of?
Who?
And you know, we love Paul, right? We love Paul. Paul, remember that show, Martin, back in the days?
Yeah.
Remember the character, Tommy? He always claimed he had a job.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's Paul, man, because every time I go on live on Facebook Live, dude, it could be like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., it could be midnight. He's always there, and he
He's
claims he
ready.
has a job. I'm not. I don't know if I believe him anymore.
Paul,
So
hey, Paul's a busy
anyway, what's
man.
what's going on, Paul? What's going on, Paul? He's a good guy. We definitely like Paul.
Yeah. Paul
Um,
Miller's in the house. Ralph, Danny, Caroline, a lot of good people. Jeff in the house too. So a couple of shout outs before we start our conversation. We're going to talk about just a little recap of Denver. And then we're going to talk about Etsy Printful, some tips, thing that's going on. Yang has been doing good on there. So he's going to share some of his knowledge. And then Ross going to be talking about coaching merch by Amazon because we've gotten a lot of people emailing us about coaching and a lot of questions that's, it's kind of hard to answer all of them all the time. So I think the
yeah,
coaching thing is really, really going to help people, especially because Amazon's changing their stuff maybe every month or so. I mean, they're always updating their
yeah.
platform.
Things
So
things 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 are always changing. So, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, we don't really have a topic, so we're gonna be kind of going all over the place. But we'll definitely recap the Denver meetup and stuff.
yeah,
Um,
I want to start off with your numbers at least. What's going on with merch? How you're doing?
yeah, we can do that. You know what? First of all, let's just apologize for episode 51. I know we had a lot of people complain about the audio quality. I blame Glenn, but yeah. So we do apologize for that, and um, you know, it'll get better. It'll get better. We promise. But yeah, numbers. You know what? It's been, I don't know what's going on, man. It's been up and down. I sold 23 shirts the other day,
Okay.
which is relatively high for me because I haven't had that kind of a day in a long time. I'm usually right there at 15 per day, which I'm always saying.
Yeah.
But the other day I had 23, and then it dipped down to 17. Today, I think I sold five.
Okay. So five so
Ob-
far.
ob- Obviously, the day's not over. It's only 3:30 here where I'm at. Um, and so yeah, so we still have a lot of time left, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been weird. So it's up and down. I'm probably on pace to do somewhere between 26 to 2,800 dollars in royalties, and I have been finally uploading my designs on premium shirts. So Debbie Harvey, shout out to Debbie, man, she gave me a huge pep talk when we were in Seattle. So I'm finally doing that, and I'm up to about 410 shirts live. Because
Okay.
remember, I was down to about 390 something. So as I'm re-uploading my designs on premiums, that number has been going up.
Okay. Very nice. And yeah, the hold on, someone's asking about the feed. Might need to refresh. I don't know what happened, but yeah, like I think numbers have been up and down. I talked about this I think the other day in the channel, just saying that like people had been messaging me about I don't know, I guess like what's been going on with some of these sales and why they were, I guess, so random lately. And I really have no clue. I mean, it's just part of the business, right? Like one day you have like really, really good sales, and when you want to keep it consistent, but it's not like that all the time. But it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Well, so here's the thing. One thing that I've learned um, when you're in business, because my dad had his own business. One thing that I've learned is you're never going to have that steady paycheck, right? That's never going to happen. If you want a steady paycheck, that means you typically have to have a job or something. But if you're in business for yourself, you're never going to have that steady paycheck. You're going to have good days, bad days, good months, bad months. And I've learned that from my father because, like I said, he was an entrepreneur. He had his own business, and and I learned from him and his experience. He would come home and complain about how bad the day was, and then the next day he'll be like, "Oh man, today was great." So it's just part of doing business.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think, I mean, just being consistent with it, keep adding designs, keep working at it. The numbers, like mine really took like a huge tank, I think like a week ago, and then now it's like slowly getting back up there again. So remember we talked, I think it was one of the days where I had like 4 sales, and like you also had like 4 or 5 sales on one of the days. And then yesterday I was at like 20 something sales. Today I think I
Damn.
sold maybe like 12 or 13. So it's kind of going back up again.
Hmm.
At one point, it was like super low, like estimated royalties were like at 450. Now they're back up to like 700. So now they're kind of like creeping back up again. So let's see what happens. That's where I am right now. Um, and I don't know, just gonna keep on adding designs, keep working at it. It is, I mean, next month and December, it should have better numbers anyway. So nothing,
Okay.
I guess nothing really to complain there.
Okay. Hey, let me apologize. I'm still for those of you guys that don't know, I'm in East Oregon. I'm like literally like in the middle of nowhere, so the internet's not the greatest here. And I'm starting to hear that you're being a little choppy right now. So let me just apologize in advance. But guys, I haven't been home since Denver. Literally, I mean, this is going on like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Um, but I'm in East Oregon right now, and again, the connection is really bad here. So let me just apologize. But go ahead, Glenn.
Okay. Random question that came in, T Davy. Should I outsource at 10 tier?
Well, I mean, it depends on you. I mean, do you have any design background?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
if you want to outsource, you can.
it just depends because if you're doing your own designs, I would say no because you're still kind of very early in the game, trying to kind of like figure it out without spending a lot of money first. But I think once you have more slots available and you need to fill those up, then I would definitely look into
Yeah. One thing that
outsourcing.
I think you should do is, if you're in the 10 tier or the 25 tier, I would focus on more on trending topics, things that are currently hot and trending. Because I think because your main objective is to get out of that tier, and if you focus on something that's really hot at the moment, um, I think you can really, really do yourself some good justice by doing some designs on things that are trending.
Yeah, and Ralph, I mean, he says buy out of your tier, and I think we kind of talked about that because we're going to talk about Denver right now. But someone talked about buying out of your 10 tier, and then they were selling the shirts on eBay, just try to make some money back. But I think if you're in the 10 tier, I would definitely do that and try to get your way out of 10 and 25, and then work your way up.
Would you do that? Like if you're at the 10 tier, would you buy yourself out?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
I think it's a
Um,
small investment. to get you
Okay.
out of that 10
Well,
tier.
also someone messaged me not too long ago, and they were saying that I mean, you can buy your own shirts, and then you can also donate them, and that could be a tax write-off.
Yeah, that's true
Just,
too. Yeah, you can do that.
just, a, just a suggestion.
Right.
Um,
So you want to talk about Denver? Review it real quick. What's going
but
on?
yeah, you know what? Yeah, before we do that, just some. I can't talk too much into detail, but just kind of want to tease you guys with some news. I know, Glenn, I had messaged you the other day about this, but I was in Salem, Oregon, a couple of nights ago, and I met up with Von Glechka, very talented designer. If you guys know of him, you know that he's a very good designer. Some of you might recognize his name from lynda.com. Again, I can't disclose too much, but let's just say Vaughn might have some shirts posted on Amazon real soon. So
So we're
that's
gonna
all
see
I'm
these
gonna
shirts.
say. That's all I'm gonna say. So be on the lookout for those. Yeah, let's get into Denver, man. That was a fun trip. Yo, man, Glenn,
What's
you're my
up?
boy, man. I love you, man. You know, I love you like a brother. I respect you. I don't know if I can travel with you anymore,
Why? What did I do?
dude. Okay, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just speaking the truth. You
What's
did this
up?
twice now. You did this twice now. We were in Seattle. Yo, we were in Seattle, and you know me, I got a busted back, and I was nice enough to give you the bed. I slept on the rock hard futon upstairs. You
Yeah.
came up, you sat down on where I'm sleeping, you spread your butt cheeks, and you ripped fire on the futon that I'm sleeping on.
I would have done it on the pillow too, but
Okay.
I was, I'm not Satan.
Okay. And then you did it again in Denver. You came into my room, laid in my bed, and you ripped another one. What is up with that, yo? And then here's the funny part, man. I tried to get him back the next morning. Like I woke up super
I was
early,
gone.
and Glenn was still sleeping. I tried to sneak into his room so I can fart on his bed. He locked his door. Why'd you lock your door, man? What, you don't trust me or something?
I gotta be safe. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yo, man,
Retaliate.
that's disgusting, man. I don't know if I can travel with you no more.
You can and you will.
That we just dirty, just filthy.
That
Um.
was a highlight of Denver.
Oh well, maybe for you.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
hilarious.
Denver was fun, man. We had a blast. We had never done a meetup before, at least not like this. I mean, I know we might do local meetups where we just get together with random people and just talk, but this is the first one where we actually got together. We had people come in and give presentations. You talked, I gave a presentation. We had Neil Lassen was there. He lives in Boulder, which is about 30 minutes away
Yeah.
from Denver. So he was generous enough to come down and talk to us. Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, was there. Um, Travis Wren from Design Candy was there, and yeah, it was small. It was very intimate, and the number one feedback, Glenn, and I don't know if people were saying this to you as well. The number one feedback that I got was, if you guys ever do this again, uh, keep it small and intimate, like you guys did. They
Yeah.
said if it was any bigger, they probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah. I think if it just gets too huge, it'd probably just lose that whole like personal aspect of like asking questions and just meeting up with each other. Because if it's just too huge, then you don't really get to talk to everybody.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think we had uh, somewhere between 35 to 40 people,
Yeah.
and it came out really great, guys. I mean, so yeah, so just to kind of recap, um, let's see. Neil gave the first talk, and I don't want to get too much into details about his talk, but basically, I
Dominating
don't.
merch.
Yeah, something about how to basically how to think outside the box when doing merch or something. Like I said, you know what? My brain is really fried right now. But But that was actually a really good talk because you and I both learned a lot from that presentation.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's kind of tough for us to talk about because we know people paid for the seminar, and now you're gonna tell them, if they want to get the actual version, if they want to watch it. But his was really, really good on using his own program, Merchant Former, how to find,
Hmm.
um, you know, ideas and designs and stuff to work off of, and Merchant Former how to use it correctly, and just a little bit of what he's doing right now, and he's just making crazy money on
Yeah,
Merch.
no, he's definitely again, he's definitely thinking outside the box. Again, we can't reveal too much because we have to respect the people that paid money to attend it in person. Um, but yeah, so his talk was really good, and then I talked second. Um, my talk was on uh, good typography, how to
Yeah.
understand good typography. Basically, just don't just type something out and then think that it's a good design. I mean, I went into depth about how to recognize good fonts and when to use particular fonts. That's what I talked about. Um,
And
who was
Margaret,
third? Yeah, what did she
Margaret,
talk about?
she was talking about AI for the illiterate. So
Oh,
if you
that's right.
don't
Yes.
have Illustrator, any of the Adobe products, she has alternatives, different platforms and software that she's been using. So that one was a really good presentation too. Because not everybody's gonna be doing Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop or any of that stuff. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
and there's so many of them out there, but I think she was saying she uses PicMonkey.
Yeah.
But there's so many softwares out there, other resources. I think GIMP is one we had talked about, uh, Pixlr, and there's a bunch of other ones out there. I can't remember on the top of my head. You gave a talk. What was your talk about?
Mine was the MVP talk. It was about finding niches and ideas, doing your proper research.
That
Um,
was a good one. Yeah,
yeah.
I I actually learned something during your presentation as well. I didn't think I was going to, but I
Oh
actually
yeah,
learned something.
yeah. I saw you taking notes.
I was taking notes, man. Um, and then Travis, Travis, believe it or not, he's not a trademark attorney, but he did a webinar uh, about 2 or 3 months ago with his trademark attorney. So he was able to gather a lot of information from that webinar, and his talk was on trademark. So
Yeah,
that was really interesting. But yeah, man, it was a cool turnout, man. We met a lot of good people. Um,
yeah.
gosh.
Mitch is here in the chat.
Oh, Mitch, hey, how's it going, man? Mitch is here.
Yeah,
Great guy. This guy drove all the way from Austin, uh, attended the meetup, and then drove back.
yeah.
Now
That was
that's
dedication.
dedication. That's
Yes, sir.
dedication right there, man. So
Yes,
good for
sir.
you, Mitch. Um, we would love to talk to you again here in the near future. Mitch is trying to convince us to go to Austin next. What do you think?
Hey, I like Austin. My bro's out there, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, we got to get your brother on the show, man.
Yeah, I know. We still gotta talk to him. Brother hacks.
Yeah, Brother Hacks. See, I came up with that name, Brother Hacks.
And oh yeah,
Yeah,
so if they wanted to get the seminar, if they want to watch it,
yeah. So so here's the thing. Glenn and I, we had absolutely no intention of recording it. And then people in the group started asking, "Hey, is this going to be available for us to purchase?" And I responded, "If enough of you, if you guys are really interested, I would consider it." And a bunch of people responded, "Yeah, we're interested. We're interested." So to answer your question, it is available. $30. I think it's a steal. You get all 5 presentations. Um, right now, it's on pre-order, and I see that you shared the link.
yes, sir.
It's on pre-order. Um, we have the release date to be October 31st, which is obviously Halloween. If we can get our butts in gear, we'll try and get that out to you guys sooner. But that is when we'll officially get it out to you guys. Um, if you're interested.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we recorded the presentations screencast style. So basically, if you guys don't know what that means, uh, we basically recorded what was on the computer, but the audio is there, and I checked the audio. Audio is really good. So yeah.
Yeah. So you pretty much get to see the slides and everything that the presentation everybody that was doing presentations had.
Mhm.
So
But
um
yeah, but yeah, Mitch was there. I mean, gosh, I mean, let's. I'm trying to remember who else was there. I mean, Greg obviously lives there. Um, uh,
Ariel,
Ariel, she came. Well, yeah, she came. I don't know where she. She told me that she was traveling all over the place. I don't remember exactly where she was from, but I do remember that she was going all over the place. But yeah, Ariel,
Drew,
um, Drew, Corey. Is it Corey? Oh
yeah,
gosh,
Corey,
Corey. And Corey was so sweet, man. She was nice enough to, and because she lives up in Boulder too. She
yeah,
was nice enough to come, drive up and back and forth from Boulder to hang out with us 2 days in a row. So
yeah.
thank you, Corey, for doing that. Um, Pa Chang was there. No, I'm just joking.
Fulching. That's
Pa
funny.
Chang was there in spirit. But yeah, gosh, I mean, so many people to thank. How was the food, Glenn?
Oh, the food was pretty good, but I had to scarf it down because I got there like 10 minutes before I had to do a
Oh
presentation.
man,
So
so you guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes, obviously, right? Every time we do an episode, right? Glenn always shows up on time. He's never late. He always shows up on time, and sure enough, on the day of the meetup, he shows up in time. He wasn't late. Yo, man,
yes, sir.
I'm giving you props, man.
Thank you, sir.
But
It's already
yeah,
good
man,
things.
he showed up like 10 minutes before we started. Uh, scarfed down the food, which yeah, I agree. It was very good, um, and we have to thank Greg for that. He recommended that place, so
Yeah,
thank
and
you,
Drew
Greg
had to
Johnson.
pay.
Yeah, dude, you know what happened? So I realized this. So on the day of the meetup, first of all, I was just having a bad day, right? Like I had woke up that morning and my back was gone. My lower back was gone. So I was just having a bad day. Um, and then I get to the location of the meetup. Nothing was set up. The chairs were, the chairs wasn't out. The projector wasn't there. So we had to do everything on our own. And then the restaurant calls. They're like, "Hey, can we get your credit card?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So give her my credit card, and it kept getting denied. I'm like, how's that possible? Long story short, the bank canceled my credit card because of suspicious activities.
Mm,
So yeah, but I do have a new one now, but so Drew ended up paying for lunch, and obviously we paid him back. So thank you, and shout out to Drew. Gosh, yeah, man. I mean, the day started off really bad, but it ended up being really good.
yeah, there you go, sir. So nice recap of Denver. And if you want to check out, we have the link there in the live chat. I'll put it in the description. Young also put it in the show notes. If you want to check out the all 5 presentations from Denver, $30. Um,
$30. Yep, and next time, Glenn, if we do something like this, man, you should hang out for a couple more days, and instead of being in a rush and heading back home all the time, man.
yeah, and then it snowed, so I left right on time.
Oh man, it was crazy. I've never experienced this. We went from a beautiful 75 degrees, and then the next day it was 35 degrees and it was snowing.
Yeah,
I've never experienced that. So I'll tell you what I did experience:
what's up?
the dispensary.
Telling you. Hilarious. I know.
Yo, man, those damn dispensaries out there, man. Man, I bought a piece of beef jerky that damn nearly tore me apart. Um, remember I sent you that picture of the beef jerky that I bought?
Yeah, you did. But I don't know. It was tearing you apart in the beef jerky.
Oh, dude. You know what, man? I'll never eat one of those again. That's for sure.
Hey, well, Peter's in the live chat. Peter was there.
Which one was Peter again?
Peter, he stayed with us like the third of the second hour.
Oh gosh, gosh. I'm just so bad with names. Like faces, I'll never forget. So what's going on, Peter? Um, but yeah, so that was a good turnout, man.
Yeah,
I'm really glad we did that, and yeah, man. If people want, if there's enough requests from people to do another one, we might consider it. But yeah, you guys have to understand, doing stuff like this, it costs money. Um, and Glenn and I, we actually lost money putting this together. I mean, flying out to Denver, getting a hotel room. Actually, it was an Airbnb. Paying for the Airbnb, paying for the meeting room, paying for the lunch. I mean, we lost good money, but it was fun. We had a blast.
yeah. Yes, sir. All right. I want to talk a little bit about Etsy Printful because I've gotten a lot of questions, and I was telling them, yeah, hey, Young's been doing pretty good on it. Some people are kind of wondering what's going on with Etsy and Printful and making money on
Mm.
that. How much did you make last month, more or less?
Uh, Probably about 400 or 500 bucks.
Okay. And what about this month? Kind of around the same?
About the same. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how many live products would you say you more or less have?
I have 362 live products right now,
Dang, I didn't even know you
and
had that many.
they're not all T-shirts. They're T-shirts, they're V-necks, they're tank tops, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs. So there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Okay. I thought you only had like 60 products or something, but you're like at what, 300
Well,
something?
some well no well I mean it's like 60 designs maybe, but the
Okay.
actual products is about 362.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 20 cents per listing, more or less, for like every product.
Yeah, 20 cents a listing. It does add up, but here's the thing. I said this the last time that Margaret and I talked about the whole Etsy Printful integration on her channel. If 20 cents is too much for you guys, this is probably the wrong business for you. And I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but think about it. Uh, think about what your expenses would be like if you had a retail store, right? You
Yeah.
have to pay for the store, you have to pay for the shelves and the inventory. So 20 cents really is nothing. Okay, so if that's too much for you guys, this probably isn't the right business for you.
Yeah, I agree. For the 20, I guess because people get used to merch, how like it costs nothing to list and
Yeah, and
nothing,
that's the thing, right? We've been
no
so
fees.
spoiled. Yeah, we've been so spoiled by Amazon, but again, guys, it's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
So, like I always say, if you have good design, if you have good products, you'll make that money back. So,
And I had like three tips I kind of wanted to go over. And I wanted to see what
sure.
your feedback was and see if you can just put in some of your words, see what you think. So the first one I had for the Etsy Printful integration, um, like building a profile using a picture of an actual human, being a real person, and trying to like get
Mhm.
involved with the Etsy community because Etsy's different from eBay and Amazon. They'd like to
Yeah.
see like a real person behind the company or the profile, the shop,
Hmm.
and know that somebody, your own graphic design or your own, you have pride in your company rather than just, a logo or something like that. Like I probably wouldn't put like my Hustler Hacks logo. I would actually use like a picture of me, my name, a little bit of profile, a little bit about me, what I do, because people
Hmm.
like I guess someone that they could relate to, an actual person. What do you think about that?
I agree 100%. I've said this many times now. I think Etsy is a different kind of marketplace. I did a Facebook Live earlier today, and the one thing that I said was, in comparison to Amazon, to me, Amazon is something that's just very convenient, right? It's there. You can easily go onto Amazon and buy something, that's not really unique, right? It's like Walmart almost, right?
Yeah.
right? You just go and you buy stuff, right? Just whatever's convenient, you just buy it. Um, Etsy is a different marketplace. It's a little more artsy, very boutique kind of a marketplace, and people want to really engage with the artist, right? Whether you're selling jewelry or graphic design like we're doing, people want to engage with us. I mean, we had Jeff Finley. Remember, we interviewed Jeff Finley months ago,
Yeah.
and he prefers the whole Etsy business model because he likes the whole engagement and having to individually wrap and ship the product to his customer,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, so I mean, definitely, I would use uh, a profile picture of yourself or your wife. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're a guy on Etsy, I would say, and I'm not. And here's the thing. I kind of feel like Etsy attracts a lot of female customers.
Hmm.
Because I'm telling you right now, 95% of my customers up to date have been female.
Yeah.
So,
Mitch says in the chat that know that your customers are 90% female.
oh, did he say that? Oh,
Yes,
okay,
he did.
okay, okay. Hey, Mitch, great minds think alike. So, I mean, so if you have maybe like a girlfriend or a wife, maybe use their photo
Yeah.
as a.
Maybe you want to catfish a little bit. Just kidding.
Oh, jeez. But but definitely, I would go that route. Definitely, make it more personable and have something there so you can relate with the customers.
Yeah, definitely. So that was kind of like my number one tip so far. Number two, using all the 13 tags correctly. So somebody in our Merch Minds group earlier, John, he posted like a pretty good article, 10 Etsy SEO hacks to skyrocket your sales. And in this article, they talk about keywords and general phrases that people kind of look for, how you should
Hmm.
kind of list things. And I honestly do believe that using your tags correctly, filling them all up, you're using all 13 of them, something I'm still kind of learning from because right now I've only had people kind of favorite my items, not really have any buys yet, but I guess they're kind of favoriting slash watching it right now.
Hmm.
Well, so what do you think about using the tags correctly? And do you think you have that somewhat down, or you're still kind of learning?
Yeah, no, no. I mean, I'm no SEO expert, and I'm not claiming to be an Etsy expert as well. But one thing I have noticed is, and I've mentioned this too previously. Um, like you said, definitely fill up all 13 keywords because here's the thing. I actually looked up those keywords to see if my products would show,
Yeah,
and they work. So definitely utilize all keywords. So for instance, and I like to use the football example a lot. I mean, if you have a shirt about football, I mean, what words are associated with football, right? I mean,
yeah,
football, touchdown, first down, referee, quarterback, linebacker. Because like I said, I listed something, and then I went back there 24 hours later, and I looked up some of those keywords, and sure enough, my products showed up. Sometimes, they weren't on the first page, but they do show up.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
And what do you think about using certain like keywords and names? And I mean, we know they're not as strict as Amazon when it comes to different, I don't know, I'm not gonna say like trademark stuff, but what about in your titles and things like that? Like, let's say if you were making a football shirt, would you try getting away with some team
Okay.
name
Well,
or
I'm kind of glad you brought this up because I haven't talked about this yet.
okay?
Um, I did make some shirts, surprisingly, about football, and in my keywords, I did use like NFL and things like that, right? Thinking I can get away with it because Etsy is a little more lenient.
Yeah.
I got a notification from the NFL saying I can't use those words. No joke.
and
I'm not
and
making this up.
did you have to take the listing down or
Etsy took it down automatically.
oh okay.
Yeah. So Best practice, I would say, yeah, just use just if you're gonna use keywords, I would stay away from words that are trademarked, because I thought I could get away with it. I was using things like the NFL and Tom Brady or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
sure enough, Etsy took him down, and uh, I got a notification saying, don't do that anymore.
It's kind of weird because I've seen like movies or shows or things like that,
Yeah,
but it
I
doesn't.
don't, I don't, I don't, I don't understand how that works. But again, I mean, just I guess, just I should follow my own advice and just be like, just because someone else did it doesn't mean that we can do it too, right? I mean, just be ethical about it, be honest, and just stay away from things that are trademarked. And I said this the last time, a couple of weeks ago when I did a Facebook Live. I purposely just upload. I just upload what was it, man? I don't remember what it was, but I uploaded a logo that was trademarked just to
Yeah,
see what would happen.
yeah,
And then I had my friend buy that shirt, and then Printful came back and said, "We can't fulfill this. This logo is trademarked." Because I wanted to see what would happen. And but yeah, so definitely trademarks. Um, check your trademarks on Etsy as well.
yeah. All right, sounds good. And I think the next one I had was just to try designs that are different from merch. Like be different, try new things, try to diversify your products, not just t-shirts. You had talked about V-necks being, pretty popular when it comes to the women.
Mm,
And
hmm.
also just trying different things like mugs and tote bags and hats, and not just kind of sticking to the same t-shirts that you're going to be doing on merch anyway, trying to mix it up with Etsy, since it is a totally different platform and different people are looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, Printful, they're giving us access to other products besides T-shirts. So since they're there, you might as well just go ahead and put your designs on as much as you can. Don't
Yeah,
just restrict yourself just T-shirts. But I find that you know, s- so I find that a lot of those little simple text-based T-shirts, um, they might work on Etsy, but in my opinion, you probably want to put up something that's a little more elaborate. Again, Etsy is a little more artsy, more of like the boutique, right?
yeah,
I mean, if I want to get a simple text-based T-shirt, I mean that's what Amazon's for. Etsy is again is people want to find that one of a kind design.
yeah.
So
And
yeah.
okay, so yeah, those are like my main three. Any other tips? I guess anything you would throw out there that maybe people are kind of not paying attention to on Etsy?
You know, I got a tip. So I'm paying sponsored. I'm paying for the sponsored ads on
Okay.
Etsy, and that's working out really good for me. I'm converting. I think I have about 7 or 8 sales from that. Um, so that's been working out really good in my favor. I would say, from my own personal experience, I've tried the Google shopping ads.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've gotten no conversions from that. So I would say maybe stay away from that. But again, that was just my own personal experience. You might have a better experience than I do. So, but definitely, I would consider, um, you know, try and buy some of those ads, basically.
Okay. And Neo says, how do the tags? What? How to do the tags or keywords?
Oh,
Um.
it's simple. What's the name? Neo. Neo is
Yeah.
it's simple. It's like I was saying. It depends on what your shirt's about, right? I mean, if you again just using the football example, if you have a shirt about football, what words are related to football? Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, things like that.
And are the ads on Etsy similar to AMS?
It's much easier, much easier. You'll be so surprised at how easy it is.
And what I like about Etsy is like you can see all of your like stats too. Like I
You
like
can
to
see, you
see
can see, yeah.
it's something that merch hasn't done yet, as far as like seeing like how many visits on your store or on your items, orders and revenue and your active listings. You can kind of figure things out. Who's favoriting your items? You actually get their names and everything and profile, and you can really break down the stats. And I know merch is still kind of trying maybe to figure something like that out, but I really like Etsy's platform when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, you can see where your traffic is coming from. Is it coming from mobile? Is it coming from a desktop? Um, Surprisingly, 60% of my traffic is coming from mobile devices.
Oh, nice.
I thought it would be less, but yeah. So,
Nobody's on desktop anymore.
well, we are now.
It's hilarious. Okay, so cool. We could probably answer questions in live chat. So now if anybody wants to get
Yeah,
some
let's do
questions
that.
in, because I know we're trying to cover like our topics and all that, but now we have questions coming in, we can start answering them. So last, I want to talk about the coaching opportunity and what's going on, and what we're going to be offering. I think it was a couple of months ago we first put it out there that me and Young are both going to be offering coaching for Merch by Amazon. We've gotten quite a bit of people email us on that and asking us questions about it. And I've gotten more and more the last week or two. I think I think there's people not. I can kind of understand. I mean, they're a little just kind of frustrated. I think with merch a little bit, especially 10 tier, 25 tier, kind of wondering like, where do I go now? What should I be doing? How come certain shirts aren't selling? And me and
Hmm.
Young talked about this before that a lot of the programs that are out there right now are based off of courses that I mean, a lot of them are already old at this point because Amazon changes their platform, quite a bit as far as like new content policies, guidelines. And I have some people that have emailed me that are just kind of scared in the very beginning. Like, I don't want my account to go down.
Yeah.
Is the shirt okay? Like, am I doing okay on trademark? Should I put this live? And sometimes people just need someone to ask questions to before they even do something, try to figure it out, and don't really want to waste time going through courses and going through all
Yeah.
these like same videos over and over and over again. Um, so yeah, we have our website, which is merchminds.com. I'll put that in the chat. We'll also have it in the description, but you can sign up there. But we know what we're going to do now. We're just putting everything together, and now we're ready to go live with it.
Yeah. So basically, just to kind of reiterate what Glenn's saying, and we're not taking anything away from courses. I mean, there's great courses out there. We've discussed that already. But the thing is, a lot of these courses, they're pre-recorded, and like Glenn said, as Merch by Amazon evolves, some of those videos are now obsolete. They're no longer relevant to what the current Merch by Amazon is. And we get, and I'm sure you get more emails than I do, but we get tons of emails, uh, messages, Facebook messages, and just asking us, what can we do with this, and how can we do that, and we're spending way too much time responding to people. And look, we have nothing. We always said that we're going to try and respond to everyone, but it's really becoming a time issue. So Glenn and I, we sat down and we were like, hey, well, let's offer coaching. Um, we'll do it live. It's not pre-recorded. You guys can ask us any questions. We're going to set up a Facebook group. If you guys have any questions, you guys are our number one priority. Tag us. We will get back to you within 24 hours. If you don't, it's because maybe something happened. I mean, you have to respect our time and personal lives as well. But tag us again. You just never know. Sometimes we can miss things. We do have a price point, Glenn. I think it's reasonable. We decided it was $497,
Yeah.
and that's it. There's no recurring fees. It's a one-time payment. and then you have access to both me and Glenn. Um, and I think we were talking maybe Glenn and I will rotate every other week, right?
Yeah.
Because I know Glenn's busy, I'm busy. It'll be really bad if one of us had to sit down and just coach everyone week after week. So we might just rotate every other week. So depending on who you guys want to learn from, obviously that would be me. Um, it would be that was a joke, Glenn. You're supposed to laugh, damn it. Uh, so every other week, Glenn and I will rotate as far as the whole coaching thing is concerned. Um,
But one of the main
I'm
things
pretty
we
excited.
wanted to do was like to get everybody into a just like a separate group. They can contact us easier, and also just having like a plan of action and where you need to go next, what you need to do, and keeping track of this kind of stuff so that you're putting in the work as well. Like we don't want it to be something to where we review your account or seeing what you're doing, we're giving you the advice, and then like no
Hmm.
one's acting on anything.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll share with you guys exactly how we built our accounts. I mean, I'm kind of known within the community now for like a year and a half. I never even used Merchant Informer, and people to this day they're blown away. They're like, "How the hell are you doing 3K a month?" And I'll show you guys all that. I'll show you how I did my research. I'll go over all that. Um, but one thing we should say, even if you guys don't want to do the coaching, and if you guys have questions, message us anyway. I mean, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. But this is for the people that just want the extra attention. Um, if you guys have any simple questions, Glenn and I we're always gonna be here. But it's getting to the point where we're just getting really overwhelmed with too many questions.
Yeah, I mean, we can say as many times as we want. Like you can go through all the podcasts and listen to all 52 episodes. Not everybody has the time for all of that. Some people act upon the tips that we give because all of this is free. But like I said, not everybody wants to go through the full time
Yep.
and try to figure things out. They just want to learn something, that's going to be quick for them, trying to figure things out and getting the firsthand knowledge from two people that have already done it and have already made money. And you don't have to be wondering, where should I go? What should I do? What's going to happen next? You already have a plan of action and what you need to do. And then we're going to keep tabs on you to making sure you are putting in the work into it, because there is no point of making this investment if you're not going to put in the work, um, you know, to keep going and to actually do something about it. If you really, really want to build your merch account.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Lynn said, the information's already there, guys. We have 52 episodes. Go back and listen. If you don't want to do the coaching, and that's fine. But go back and listen to all 52 episodes, or you can have direct access to us. And Glenn and I we're pretty good about responding in a timely manner. But again, I mean, sometimes things come up. Glenn gets sick a lot. Who knows?
It happened.
Yeah, but yeah, I
And
mean, seems like a lot of people are interested, so we'll try and get that up and running here in the next few days. I got to figure out when the hell I'm gonna go home, dude.
I know you gotta get home.
I gotta get home.
John, John asked, "Is it worth the time to set up Etsy and Printful? What is the average payout for listings and the time you put in?"
Well, I just had who's asking that? John. John, I
Yeah.
just had my biggest payout. So I get paid out every week. I just had my biggest payout this past week. I think it was something like 180 bucks. Now here's the thing. I don't want to say that's all profit. I mean, there are expenses in there, right? Like for instance, you have to pay for the shirt up front.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I don't want you thinking, oh,
Let's talk about that
$180.
because I don't think they know about that.
Yeah, so basically how Printful and Etsy work is when someone buys your shirt with your design on it, and it's integrated with Printful, you have to have your credit card number filed with Printful. So when a customer buys your shirt, Etsy, no, I'm sorry, Printful would then charge you their price, your price for that shirt. So for instance, and I hope this makes sense, let's say I have my shirt priced at 25 bucks on Etsy. If someone buys it, Printful would charge you, I don't know, 12 bucks for that shirt, but then they'll print it for you and they'll ship it for you. And then you make uh, what the $13 profit. So,
Yeah.
and you have to do the customer service. Even though they'll print it and ship it, you have to provide customer service.
Yeah. So there we go. I mean, it is totally different from merch. But is it definitely worth the time? I think so. I mean, it's an extra income that's coming in from a print on demand platform
Mm-hmm.
that you're not shipping out and
Yeah,
sourcing any
yeah. And
products.
I've had some people say that they're not really interested in doing customer service, and it takes me what 2 minutes to respond to to an email. I had a guy, no joke, he just bought a sweatshirt off me. He messaged me and says, "Can you have this sweatshirt to me by this date?" I told him no because we
Yeah.
print on demand. He goes, "Well, then can you print this sweatshirt to my hotel address in Boston?" I was like, "Yes, I can do that for you." It took me like less than 2 minutes to do that on Printful,
Yeah.
to change the address. So I mean, so for those of you guys that are saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to do the customer service," well, again, this probably isn't the right business model for you then. I mean, but if you can't type for a couple of minutes, whether it's on your computer or smartphone, then I don't know what else to tell you.
And let me go back up, answer some of these questions. Let's see, David, I'm facing a problem with research and what to put up and what keywords to use. Would this be covered? Yes, for sure.
And it's not a course, David. This is more of a coaching thing. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go over all that. I'll
Yeah.
show you
What
how I
actually to
do
improve
my.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you how I do my own personal research, how I do my own keywords as well. We'll go over all that.
And as much as like I love Merch Informer and I've been using it, if you don't have it, that's fine. Like we're still gonna teach you. I mean, you don't need to buy any extra stuff if you don't have it already. I mean, we're not gonna, have you buy stuff like that if you don't have Merch Informer or something
Yeah,
else.
no, I mean, Merchant
Um,
Firm is a great tool. They're also one of our sponsors. But yeah, it's a great tool. But again, I mean, 80% of my business I built without using Merchant Informer. I've only started using Merchant Informer what 3-4 months ago now.
yeah.
So,
And
but
Trevor,
yeah,
do you
yeah,
have to have
we'll
a
definitely
business
cover all
account?
that.
No, you
I'm
don't have
sorry.
to have
So,
a business account with Amazon to get accepted. But it does take a while because it says he's been waiting 9 months ago, still
ooh,
hasn't been accepted. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. You don't need a business account. Um, let's see, Ty Williams. I listen to about 2 episodes a day. Every day I learn something new. There we go.
there you go.
And the other Jason, big fan. Thanks for the time. Does Amazon tear up on the 20th or they're about each month? I'm maxed
Who
out at
knows? Who
Yeah, that's
knows?
a tough one. I've seen like random days where they just tear people up, but it looks like they do it across the board. Like it's not just individuals, it's
Yeah,
throughout. So, and
yeah.
David, I see people posting their incredible stats at 10 tier, and I feel maybe I am doing something wrong. Research what to put up and what keywords to use. Would this be covered in the course?
Wait, I'm sorry. What was that? Is he asking what?
Well, I guess like research what to put up and what keywords to
Oh yeah,
use.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, we'll cover how we do our research, how we come up with our keywords. All that's going to be covered.
and
Exactly.
and the thing is too is that like when we work with you, we definitely want to see what's going on with your account and how are you even doing the keywords. What do your listings look like? How can we, maybe your design isn't bad, maybe the keywords are bad, maybe your design is bad and the keywords are good. How can we improve on the ones you already have, especially if you do like what's kind of going on? If you don't like anything, period, and you need to start all over again, then we're going to tell you need to start all over again. I mean, the biggest part of this thing, too, is being honest with you and figuring out how you're going to make sales. And if your designs are not good, we're going to tell you your designs are not good.
And I promise to be nice.
Yeah,
I
we'll do it
promise.
nicely. But I think that's what people do need though, because they know what to improve on instead of just kind of thinking that, okay, well, I think this is good, and then no results come. They get a little frustrated. But at the same time, keep in mind that it does take quite a bit of time to build things up, especially if it's like,
Yeah,
organic sales.
we should definitely disclose that. Just because you guys are buying into the coaching, if you're interested, don't expect to see results like overnight. Okay, because that's almost impossible. I know other people have done it, but you have to understand when you're stuck at the 10, 25 tier, um, it's going to take time, 90% of the time. But as long as you just follow what we tell you to do, you can see some, results for sure.
Yeah. And is it a one-time fee or how does it work? If I do require help, do we get in touch with Glenn or Young through a Facebook group?
Yeah, so it is a one-time fee, and that's something that we're going to be setting up here in the next few days.
Yeah, right now we're
Um,
just getting email addresses. We have all that ready. We're gonna email the first people that emailed us about a month and a half ago, because those people are gonna be first on the list, which actually quite a bit of people that we have to go through them first, and we'll go through everybody so we can schedule them in. And
yeah.
then you will, I mean, we can answer your questions. Like if I'm not your coach, Young was your coach, maybe if Young isn't available or something, but definitely you will get an answer from one of us if your coach isn't immediately available. And that's the thing that we're gonna like to do is like really be there to help you.
Yeah, and like I said, if you learn from Glenn, I'll be more than happy to help you guys out as well. It's just again, we're just doing the whole rotating thing because I don't want Glenn to be stuck in front of his computer every day doing the coaching. Right, it's not fair for him, and vice versa. It's not fair for me. So it's going to be good to just rotate and give each other breaks here and then.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because we've both kind of tackled on merch in a different way. Like Young has way less um live designs than I do, and he's getting really, really good results. And then on my end, like I've built it from before and I've gotten the results, but I'm also trying to push out like quicker, simpler designs that are still selling. And then Young's taking more time into like quality designs, but we're both making money. Young's probably at what, like 3 grand a month, sometimes a little bit over too.
Yeah, it averages about 3K a month.
Yeah. Since the time I've joined, I'm like 3 grand away from the 100,000. I've talked about that
Damn.
before. So yeah, 100,000 since I've joined merch. I'm able to say 100,000 in payouts. So both of us have found success in different ways, but a lot of the things that me and Young have talked about to prepare for this, very, very similar things that we know that people need to do, period. And like Paul Ching says, yes, patience, hard work, design matters, keyword matter, and figuring that out. But having also be able to fill up your tier level, get the right designs in there, and AMS isn't even like a need right away either. It's something that me and Young have both done, but we also made a lot of sales without it.
Yeah, yeah. In
So
fact,
we're gonna go, yeah.
I've made more sales without using AMS. I've only done it a few times, um, and I don't even consider myself an expert in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is a little bit different for AMS compared to other ads and stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, if you
that's
want
for
to sign
sure.
up through our website right now, I mean, you don't have to put in any credit card info, nothing like that. You're just giving us your email. We can contact you, set something up, and we can kind of go from there. And Alba, can I get the coaching? If I get the coaching, can I still hire you to make designs? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, he can't. He can no longer do designs for you.
Yeah, so we can talk about that and make sure you're set up with both, because I know I've already done designs for you, and we can figure that out and make sure you're set. And it's going to be a totally different group, and also a different way to contact us. And you're not just going to be thrown into like a free Facebook group with everybody else. You're going to be definitely in a different group that we can, contact you and making sure you're getting the help that you need.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Cool.
any last questions before we go? We just went the 1 hour, so we're gonna call it. Unless we have last questions we can answer for you guys, let us know. Anything merch related, Etsy, Printful, um, Denver. Any other last ones?
How come you're laughing when you said Denver?
No, no, just wondering.
Because you farted on my damn bed. That's why you're laughing.
Alba, be honest, were they bad designs? No, they were not bad designs. But I can tell you this that I what my presentation in Denver was about um ideas and niches. And there's so many niches out there that are so oh man, there's like so many like 4 or 5 thousand live shirts in one certain niche. So you have to really get it down to something that you can compete with and not just throw it in a pool of 5,000 shirts. And then you're expecting for your shirt to sell within 2 or 3 days. Like, that's not going to happen. Even if it was an awesome design, it's still going to take some time to try to get some looks, but really try to like get like high quality ideas and niches down so that you can really hit a particular person.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. 100%.
Thanks, Paul. You guys rock. Jason, have you guys seen the Q4 bump yet? It looks like the last week it's been kind of going up. So, because the week
Yeah.
before this one, it was down. And then now it looks like we're getting a bump to go back up again. So, I like that.
Mhm. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Tigger? Tiger? Anyways, he's asking, are evergreen shirts better for Q4? I would say this from my own personal experience. Christmas shirts didn't do very well for me last Q4. It was the evergreen shirts that really took off. So that's just my experience.
Okay.
But cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Any closing comments before we go, Glenn?
That's it. You can sign up on the website. You can email me, hustlerhacks, the number one at gmail.com. Have any other questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Yang, what's your email?
Yeah, Yang at geekhustle.com, or you guys can also go to my website, geekhustle.com. Guys, I need to make my way home.
You
I
need to
gotta
go
go
home.
home. I
This
gotta
guy's
go
back
home.
is jacked.
My back is jacked. I'm here in Oregon. Man, it's beautiful out here though. But yeah, cool. Guys, if you have any more questions, I see questions coming in. Just message us and we'll respond to you there.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, again for watching. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Peace.